on being eclectic. Someone said to me, "You are an atheist," which I replied, "No, I'm not." Then he proceeded to say, "So you are a believer?" And I said, "No, I'm not that either." He said, "So you are bullshitting me." I paused and gave him my point of view. "I'm both and none," I told. "I don't believe in believing. Therefore, I hold a contradictory point of view when it comes to explaining things intellectually." "Explain further," he said. "Okay, so imagine there is a God. Can I be God? For most of the believers, God is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, which for all practical purpose I will call it's infinite. So for some religions, it is even a sacrilege to say, 'I am God' or 'you are God.' But it is acceptable to say, 'God is in every little thing. It is everywhere.' Or to say, 'If you practice our practices, you can be in the grace of God.' Something on those lines, but you can never be God as if God is a person. It is it and you are you, and that's that. But recall that God is infinite and is everywhere. So suppose I have half of God in me and you another half. What is half of infinity? It's infinity, right? It is so even if I had 1/10 of God or an infinitesimal fraction. It doesn't even make sense logically to divide infinity when expecting it to be in parcels. Useful to say, it is in everything and everywhere, but you are not God. So what part of my identity, my ego, exists? My identity is obliterated when put next to the infinite. So do I believe in God? Yes, I believe in me and my surroundings enough to function. But I don't believe in belief, remember? But I have to believe if I want to be alive. That is, to function. All this was a plain words, I said, and this doesn't even matter. It is only for entertainment purpose. But entertainment is very important, if not the most important. I continued to say that there is no me, as I showed to you, with this thought experiment by being next to the infinite. And to pose this affirmation that there is no me, I need to have the opposite to compare, that there is a me, even if me is a fantasy. If me is a fantasy, then the first affirmation that I just did might be a fantasy. Therefore, there is a mystery, a paradox. And for instance, the expression of good and evil is just one more artistic expression of the infinite, which is non-dual, which is the Tao. The Tao, he asked. Tao is an ancient concept of non-dualism manifested by dualistic aspects. So for me, duality can be understood, or better, can be played with the intellect. Non-duality only by direct experience. Oh, that's very interesting, he said. Today I learned something new and fresh. Later, he was at the phone making arrangements for what seemed to be a dinner with work colleagues, and he suggested that the list of restaurants for voting should be eclectic. Eclectic? What a strange word, I thought. I didn't know what that meant, and it seemed such a random word in that context. When I got home, I looked it up and was surprised. I too learned something new that day. I'm quite eclectic.